Hello ladies and gentlemen and racing enthusiasts, and welcome to Blinkers Off. Another season and another show coming ahead your way. And just a warm welcome to Sydney viewers. My hometown, where I went to school, where I grew up. It's great to be viewing back home. Now, joining me on our panel is racing extraordinaire and big-time footy coach Ben Perkins, and welcome Ben.
Good morning, Jesse, and to all your friends at Silver Water.
Vaucluse actually.
It was close.
And also joining me is our usual suspect, three-time premiership winning jockey and Brisbane premiership winning jockey, Larry Cassidy. And Larry, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. Great to be back and great to be going into Sydney. And just a special congratulations to my brother, Jimmy Cassidy, who scored his 100th Group 1 victory aboard the very good Zoo Star. He joins the ultimate club of George Moore and Roy Higgins in the 100 Group 1
And tell me this, Larry, have you spoken to Jimmy lately?
I have. I actually spoke to him this morning, and look, he's still got a few more years left in him, and you never know, he might actually beat the George Moore record of 119.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he does, it's an outstanding achievement. I'll tell you what, I'm sure he'll go close in the next couple of years. But also, let's get on with the show. We've got plenty to get through. We've got the fencing in the Jockey Challenge. We've got the Punter's Pain. Now, this is some hysterical sort of segment where we go out and we eat the hottest burger in the world. Larry, some challenge, some pain.
A lot of pain, and the next morning there was more pain.
As well, we're going to preview the Quaddie in Melbourne, the Sandown Guineas and the Zipping Classic. Now, we're going to get straight into it, but just quickly before as well, we've got tickets to give away from the Australian Turf Club. We have tickets for next week's race meeting and all through the season. We've got loads of giveaways. We've got 8 double passes to give away each week. As well, we've got tickets to give away from the Brisbane Racing Club, the South Australian Jockey Club, and because of the fencing, we also have 2 free lessons of fencing to give away in every state. So that's Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Brisbane. We've got tickets for fencing, races. As well, we've got a tipping challenge on the website. So go into the website and log in, state versus state. There's big and bragging rights on the line. Now we're going to get cracking. Ben, it's the Quaddie, race 6. You found one here?
Well, I'm going for a little omen tip here for number 8, Queenstown. I just sold my house over there at a considerable loss, so I'm going to... Please, donations. But I'm going to try and get something back from Queenstown. It's got 56 kilos. A lot of the other horses are sort of got higher weights, and I'm taking them on. And I think Queenstown's on the up, so I'm going to go for it for number 9 here. I call it Kazan Luck.
Yeah, sounds sort of familiar.
Yeah, it was a closing 5th behind Girls Go Rocking. I thought it was a pretty handy run, and so the extra journey should suit. Number 4, Midsummer Sun, had 2 runs back, proven at the track and distance. I don't like it. It's only had 2. Yeah, but I still don't like it. Only 2 runs back. But the modern training methods, you sort of see it more and more now, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Getting over a journey after only a couple of runs. And number 1, Precedence. I thought 59 kilos was too much weight for it. When you go through its form, when it wins, it tends to carry 55, 56. It's more comfortable then. So I was taking it on. I'm going for 8, 9, 4 and 1.
Yeah, no, myself, I like number 1 here, Precedence. I find it when Bart Cummings' horses find form, they really hold it, and especially at this time of year. He's proven, he's got the track record. I got Precedence on top. From number 4, Midsummer Sun, as Ben mentioned, this horse is a German import. These German horses are very stout, they're very solid and strong. This horse is on the improve. I backed it last start, had a bit each way, and I'm going to throw it in the multiples for sure. From number 2, Sartorius and Ben's selection, Queenstown. Now, Larry, you've got a ride at Eagle Farm in the 6th race. How do you fancy its chances?
Yeah, the horse there I ride, Jess, is a horse called Rudy. It's a 1,000-metre 3-year-old race. He's first up, and he looked very, very promising last preparation. I don't think he's had a trial or a jump out going into this race, so whatever he does, he will improve. He's drawn very awkward in barrier 13, but is definitely a horse worth following.
And I will say to all the viewers, I was snowed in Idaho a number of years ago, and I saw the film Rudy, and it is an astonishingly magnificent film. I gave it 5 stars. See the film called Rudy.
You know, I haven't seen any films lately, Ben. One of the all-time classics was Silence of the Lambs for me, but Larry, have you seen anything recent? We were just speaking before that you had.
Yeah, I've seen The Counsellor. Great cast, but I was a little bit disappointed.
Didn't rate it?
Could have been a lot better. 2 out of 5.
Now we're going to take a look where during the fencing challenge, Larry caught up with a jockey that's just moved to Eagle Farm, along with half of the population in New Zealand. We've got Vinnie Colgan here, and Larry's interviewing with Vinnie.
Hi Vinnie, welcome to Blinkers Off. It's great to have you on our show, and welcome over from New Zealand.
Yeah, thank you, Larry.
You've had great success in New Zealand, including 5 New Zealand derbies and I think a total of 20 Group 1 races. You've also won quite a few number of races, major races, throughout Australia, including Queensland. Can you just give some of the viewers what some of those races were?
I was lucky enough down south in Melbourne with a horse called Zonda. I won the Alistair Clark. In Queensland, I've won the Chairman's and the Prime Minister's Gold Cup on a horse called Cronus. The Hollandale Cup, I think the Hollandale Cup on Melora. The Roses on her as well, and I've placed in a lot of the bigger races, the Oaks, the Derbies and whatnot. But look, that was quite some years ago, and at this stage, I'm happy to be back here.
It's great to have you here, and I'm sure your services will be truly welcomed by trainers here in Queensland. And like you've won 5 New Zealand derbies, I don't think anyone's bettered that feat. Probably not even Lance O'Sullivan, has he?
No. I'm the king at the moment. I have won 5. Bobby Vance and Graham Cooksley won behind me on 4, and they're both night riding. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to hold that record for quite some time.
That's fantastic. And obviously joined myself as well as a number of other Kiwi jockeys to travel and start and to continue their riding career in Australia. And I'm sure you're going to have great success.
Yeah, look, it's taken me long enough to get here. I've got a brother in racing. He's been in Queensland and he works for Eagle Farm for 5 years now, and every year he's on the phone to get me over here. So he's finally got me here, and look, I'm going to really enjoy it. I love the people here. The trainers are welcoming, and I love the hot weather.
Once again, Vinnie, welcome to Blinkers Off.
You know, Vinnie Colgan there is a great asset to Brisbane Racing, and Larry just talking there, he's won 5 New Zealand derbies. A great effort by Vinnie and a great bloke.
Yeah, really nice bloke and hard worker, and to win 5 New Zealand derbies, it's a great feat. And you got Lance O'Sullivan, who was champion jockey in New Zealand for a number of years. I think he only rode 2 or 3 New Zealand derbies, so great feat by Vinnie.
There's just no money in New Zealand racing.
No,
it's a tragedy.
It is not like the Australian Turf Club just got a 10 million boost for the autumn carnival there, which is the Queen Elizabeth has gone from 500,000 to 4 million. A big effort. Now, right after the commercial, we'll come back. We'll preview the next 2 legs of the quaddie, and we'll catch up back to the track where I'll talk with Gary Dougherty, the little incident at Flemington, and their 2 runners up here. Okay, after the break.
Get into all the betting action with TatsBet. Go online. Call 13 19 39. Use the smartphone app or visit your local TAB. TatsBet. More action, more places.
Okay, race 7, we're going to get into it at Caulfield. It is the Sandown Guineas to be run at Caulfield. Don't ask questions, they're revamping Sandown track at the moment. Now, Ben, tricky sort of little race, I find.
Well, it is, but...
You know one thing about the Sandown Guineas, a good horse always wins it, always wins it.
Well, that could mean that Paxamadia might be the one, because Snowden's horses have gone exceptionally well over the last 4 weeks, at least. And its only query is that it did fail at this track when everything went wrong 2 starts ago over the 1,400 metres. But this time's up to the mile.
Yeah.
It was a good win last start. I liked its win. It was strong. So I've gone for it against the Northern Meteor horse, Equator, number 3. It's kept fresh for this, so it did race over 2,000 metres and it's back to the mile. It didn't work last week for Gay, when that horse down the bottom there against the great horse Boban, whom I rate the best horse in Australia.
Who, Boban?
Best horse in Australia, Boban. I said that before that race.
It was a castaway of Friedman's. Do you know that?
It wasn't so much a castaway. The horse was not well. It had a female things.
But still, he sort of passed it on, didn't he? Like he didn't want to continue training it?
No, I'm not sure if that's the case at all. The horse did show exceptional ability. But anyway, that's another story.
Yep.
But Boban's an absolute best horse in Australia. No doubt about it.
Larry, do you agree?
Well, I remember Boban up over the Winter Carnival, and he won a race at Doomben, come from a mile back and looked really brilliant. And then his next start, he bolted.
He went wide.
He took off through the race. I think Huey Bowman rode him. He couldn't hold him, so he was obviously a difficult horse, and it's great to see that he's been sorted out and
Well,
he's
he got
strung all
gelded.
these wins together.
That did it.
Well, Waller's got him
That'll
together
do
and
it.
got him flying.
No, Waller's the best trainer in Australia. And then I've got number 4 here, Best Case in for third. Like it beat Kiramosa 2 starts ago at Randwick over the 2000. Well, no, I think it was over a mile actually,
Yep.
but I think that's probably a very good form line. And the secret teachings do say that number 6, Apollo's Choice, might run 4th. So keep that in mind for your first 4.
Right now, looking at the Sandown Guineas, I think Zoostar's probably the best horse in the country at the moment. I like number 1, Paxamadia. I do agree with Ben. I think this horse has all the credentials to take it out. Good horses do win the Sandown Guineas. They generally do go on and win bigger and better races. I think this horse has it in its pedigree. It's got all the right qualities here with the trainer, the jockey, and the pedigree. So I've got Paxamadia on top from Best Choice, Best Case, and number 6, Apollo's Choice, and number 3, Equator. So I've gone 1, 4, 6 and 3. Now during the week, there was an incident down at Flemington over the carnival where a strapper took to another strapper in the mounting yard, and I caught up with the trainer of that horse, with the strapper that was involved, and they also talk about their runners over the weekend. Here I am talking with Gary Doughty. Gary Doughty, and back to the track. By the husband of Kelly Doughty, Gary Doughty, and welcome to the show, Gary.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. All good.
Mate, congratulations on Black Cash over the VRC in the Spring Carnival. It was a great win.
Yeah, terrific effort. Like, he got posted 3 deep. Nothing Damien could do. He didn't panic as Damien does. He just sat there, cuddled him. And with 60 kilos, he was able to sort of kick back after being headed. It was a terrific effort. Yeah.
What made you take the horse down to Melbourne?
Mate, well, the race that he went down for, there were 2 $100,000 races. He's a 89 rater here, and they were both 90 rated races worth 100,000 each. And there was a trainer's bonus of 10 grand to the one that got the most points, and he dead heated, so it was split 2 ways.
So you picked up 5k.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Kelly did.
I sure would have been an interesting night.
Yeah, no, very good. No, it was great. And like we've took one horse to Sydney, which was Tiaqualo, and he won, and that's the second interstate visit we've had, and he got the cash, so it was great. Yeah.
You're in flying form now. You had there was a slight incident with Black Cash, the strapper of her, quite controversial. She got hit. Can you just tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, evidently she'd had a bit of a relationship with the guy 2.5 years ago or so, and she'd come down from Scone and was working in Melbourne at the time. He was working for Darley, evidently wanted to sort of rekindle the flame. She wasn't interested, and all come to a point in the mountain yard where he said, "Oh, come on, we'll go out for dinner now. I'll take you out tonight and celebrate your win." And she sort of told him to leave her alone, and she walked away, and bang, he just king hit her. It's a pretty low act, but hopefully he'll copy his right whack, you know.
Yeah, that's sure. Now, now you got a few runners on Saturday. Can you just tell us a few of those runners?
Yeah, we got a couple in here. A horse called Luella. He's had 3 starts for a second and a first. A little bit disappointing the other day. He's Sequalo, a bit of a runner. Things went pretty quick in front, and yeah, he just whacked away, gets his own way in front. He keeps going. In a Storm, coming back to a rating 75 here. I think he's won about 3 here, and he'll be very competitive. And a little one in the 3-year-old Curtis race, she's run a couple of placings out of 3 runs. She's going to be thereabouts. She's no world beater, you know.
Well, there's a few for the viewers to follow. Well, Gary, it's great to have you on your show, and I'll be down next week, and we'll catch up again.
All right, Jess, all the best. Cheers.
Perfect. All right, there's one with Gary from the stable there. In a Storm, probably have a few dollars on that at the Gold Coast. Now, race 8, the Heffernan over 1200. I found a best bet here on the program, number 10, Platelet. I think this horse is a special. It's had 9 starts at the track for 3 wins, a second and 3 thirds. It's had 9 starts at the distance for 6 wins and a second. I think this is the best bet on the program. I've got it on top. It's a standout. 10 Platelet from 4 Pago Rock, number 11 She Can Skate, and number 9 Lankan Rupee. So yeah, number 10 Platelet. I think if you have a few dollars on this horse, you'll come out on front. Ben, what's your best?
Well, I've gone for number 12 here, Lon Espresso. Each way, had 2 runs back. It's got the Fontalina form,
Yeah,
which I think
very
is
strong.
an outstanding form line.
Definitely.
And right down there, number 12, I think it'll run really well. Number 11, She Can Skate, very good over 1,200 metres. Got the Dystopia form,
Yep.
which is strong. Number 10 Platelet was very kind to us in Adelaide, as you remember, at 10 to 1.
Yep.
And always back horses who have been kind to you. And I put number 4 Pago Rock in, good at this journey, tries hard. So 12, 11, 10 and 4.
Now, Larry, you've ridden a number of Group 1 winners in Melbourne. You've ridden in the Melbourne Cup. What's it like riding in those big races on those big days?
Yeah, it's a great carnival, and obviously it's just got bigger and bigger, and the atmosphere is just amazing, especially when you're down the chute and they load them into the gates in the Melbourne Cup, and when those gates open, like you usually can't hear the commentator or the crowd, but geez, you can hear the crowd that day.
Really?
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Great feeling.
I've spent a few Melbourne Cups there myself, and obviously not in the saddle, more by the bar. But it's always a great carnival to be at, and well, I actually love the atmosphere that they create is just amazing, and there's no place like it in the world. No racing environment can create it. Have you been to a Melbourne Cup, Ben?
No, I don't like the big crowds.
Really? You're claustrophobic or something?
Big crowds. I'm a reclusive type person.
All right, now straight after the break, we're going to take a look at Punter's Pain, where we eat. We'll take a quick look, a glimpse at trying to eat the hottest burger in the world. As well, we've got a quick promo of the fencing challenge where we have the jockeys challenging. Join us straight after the break.
Zorro.
Get into all the betting action with TatsBet. Go online. Call 13 19 39. Use the smartphone app or visit your local TAB. TatsBet. More action, more places.
Now, before we go into having a quick look at Punter's Pain and the Jockey Challenge, we're just going to have a quick promo, a quick sports talk here where we talk sports. Now, Ben, the sporting guru, the man that knows it all, well, thinks he knows it all. First of all, the winners and losers of the AFL, but firstly, Ross Lyon, will he conquer his grand final demons again?
No.
Should James O'Connor be gone from the Wallabies?
I'd bring him back.
Has Quade Cooper conquered his demons?
Yes.
Will Australia win the Ashes?
I'm a big Darren Lehman fan. I'm backing Darren Lehman.
Now, should Lucas Neal hand up the captaincy to Mark Bresciano?
Well, to somebody who's a bit younger. Get some fresh blood in there, a bit of youth.
And what's your winner for the 2020 Big Bash?
I've got a big tip for the Sydney Sixers.
And one last question, the most of all. Will Australia put 2 in a row for the first time this year against Ireland in the rugby?
I don't know.
Well, there you have it. Right on. Now, let's get a quick look at what happened in Punter's Pain and the Jockey Challenge. Welcome to Punter's Pain. Here we are at the Megadeth Off the Wall Cafeteria, where they make the hottest burger in the world. Larry, it was a very interesting day.
It was a very interesting day, and I'll tell you what was more interesting was the next morning.
That's decency for bids.
Now, over the course of the show, we'll be showing highlights of the whole day, and believe me, it's well worth tuning in. It's going to keep you in hysterics. Now, as well, we got the Jockey Challenge where Larry, Vinnie Colgan, Rick McMahon, Ash Butler took with the swords and were duelling in the great sport in fencing. And here is the promo of what's to come over Season 6 in the Jockey Challenge.
which minutes.
Look, first time for us today. I've really enjoyed the experience.
Now that you've got the mask on, you sort of get that feel of looking through the mask. Yeah. Okay, basically, I just want you to move with me. Oh, that's it. I don't actually feel like you're watching. Oh!
He's played with a few swords, so he was very quick.
Terrible, mate. Terrible. It's an awful game. I've been stabbed that many times and got a couple of cuts from Rick. He's touched me with his sword a few times. And
Again, stay with us over the course of the season where we get through and find the final winner of the challenge. And Larry, fencing, quite a challenging sport.
Yeah, very challenging and much harder than certainly harder than what it looks. And as you've seen, I had a decent old sweat up. Very good exercise and definitely worth trying to win those free lessons to go to it to every state.
Yeah,
You've
no,
got to
it's
make it
great.
out every state.
You know, we got tickets from Ozfence who are giving us free lessons for all people in Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide. So do go to the website or follow us on Twitter where I'll be giving away those free fencing lessons. Well worth it. Now, it's the fourth leg of the quaddie. Ben, what have you come up with?
Well, I believe you follow form, and I've gone for number 10 here, Floria. It's,
Yeah, no, look, I know it's a bit of a non-winner.
Mate.
29 starts, 3 wins.
Its form is petaled
It is.
with Red Tracer.
It is.
And Red Tracer form is obviously fantastic form, and Peter Moody hasn't had a great carnival, so it wouldn't surprise me if he just sort of finished off very well here.
Yeah, no, definitely is the form horse. There's no two ways about it. Larry, you've ridden a lot of horses in your time. Are there such things as horses that are non-winners?
Yeah, most definitely. But you know, people could have labelled Buffering a non-Group 1 winner, and all of a sudden he wins one, he gets his confidence up, and he strings 2 together.
Exactly. So, well, maybe Floria could be that horse, although I can't remember the last time it won, Ben.
Yeah, well, remember on Sunday when it wins on Saturday. See how memory is then. I put in number 3, She's Clean, unproven at 1,600 metres, but Waller trains it, and if the track stays wet or gets wetter, it's an absolute swimmer. Number 4, Benaria. I had a few bucks on this horse at big odds last start. It's an inconsistent galloper, but back to Caulfield, maybe it'll go okay. And number 1 here, High Bell, hasn't raced for 4 weeks, but it has very good figures for this race at this trip.
Yeah, no. Now myself, I do like number 6 here, Esprit Rossa. I've got it on top to beat number 10, Floria. I do have my big doubts about 29 starts. It's only won the 3 times. I know it's got the best form in the race. I know it's got Peter Moody. Look, it's got a lot of questions. You know, it's got all the ticks, but is it a non-winner? Just possibly.
Just
yeah,
have a bet on
12
it.
starts at 1,200 for 1 win. You know, like, questions have to be asked. Could be a lay of the day. You know, like.
Well, don't tip it then.
I've tipped it for second. 5 Members Joy for third, and 3 She's Clean. Righto, how are you feeling with your general knowledge? Have you got your buzzer?
Are you serious?
Minute to win it.
Oh,
Here we
I
go.
don't- Mate, we're not smart people. Larry might be, but I'm not.
All right, here we go.
I'm sorry, Prince Alfred College. I failed.
All right, let's get into it. 1. Who won the Wimbledon men's title in 2008?
Oh, no, that one I had $400 on the dial, $5.
Yeah, correct. Which sporting great was dubbed the boy from Bowral?
Don Bradman.
Very
Sir
good.
Don Bradman.
Who did Spain defeat in the UEFA Euro 2008 football final?
Germany.
Very good. How many
that
World
right?
Cups? Hey?
Was that right?
How many World Cups have been won by the Australian cricket team up to January 2009?
4.
You can count that high. It surprises me. All right. Who was named Australia's sports performer in the year 2008, and what was his or her sport? Larry.
Matthew Mitchin.
Oh, stop. Who's Matthew? I've never heard of him.
10 metre platform, and he also won the Olympic gold.
Which was famous yacht race starts on Boxing Day each year? Yeah.
Sydney to Hobart.
What 3 movements are required for an athlete to successfully complete the triple jump?
Oh, it has to be hop, step and jump.
Who was the 2008 Australian Open's men's single champion? Novak Djokovic. Last question. What is the essential difference between American roulette and European roulette? Yeah.
Numbers.
One has a double zero and also a single zero, and one doesn't.
Which one though? Which is the American?
The American has the two lots of zeros. So a zero and a double zero.
Correct.
Yeah.
In American roulette, there is a pocket marked 00 that is not present in the European version. There you go.
I didn't
Right.
play 22 and 9.
Might have been a draw.
Righto. Now that brings us to another
better
end
than I thought,
of
eh?
the show, and it's been great to have you on board. And remember, join us next week for the same place, same time, and go to the website blinkersoff.com.au for all our giveaways. And remember the tipping challenge. Who will win? New South Wales, South Australia, Victoria, or Queensland? You pick. Get online, watch the challenge. It's going to be good. But I'm tipping a secret inside bit of information tells me the Blues are home. And that's it for now. I'm Jesse McDonald. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Get into all the betting action with TatsBet. Go online. Call 13 19 39. Use the smartphone app or visit your local TAB. TatsBet. More action, more places.